mind? Well, he hasn't changed his own mind enough to pick the T side of Nuke to start with. They're going to start on CT, and let's see what they've got to start their CT side.
Maybe they want to finish strong. Maybe. Well, we head into the second map. Astralis on the T side. GODSENT with every single player on Kevlar. Zero utility purchase into this round. So GODSENT, they're looking for those headshots, and Astralis running down into ramp.
Straight in. No one here for GODSENT. And this is where that lack of kit could cost them. They've got to make sure they deny that B site at least quickly. Dicko trying to see if he can hold, and he's not going to be able to do so. Madden's rotating over, but the bomb is already arriving on the B site, and this is going to be really tricky for GODSENT.
Yeah, I feel like putting that much pressure, if you're going to use that setup, yeah, that's just ridiculously quick. But if you're going to go for that setup, Alex, Sticko needs to get at least one kill. If he doesn't get a kill on that hold, it all falls apart immediately. And you can see Astralis just has so much control of the site. I'm not a big fan of that setup from GODSENT because it does put so much pressure on one player. If he goes down, then it all looks rough. And Astralis, they make the right call. They just rush straight into ramp.
They find the weak spot. They quickly exploit it. The GODSENT will be forcing up into this second round. Farley's got the scout at yard, which is something that Astralis need to be careful of. Nade already doing a bit of damage to Dupree. Again, this full spy comes through for GODSENT. Astralis happy to just take their time at the start of this round. They've got plenty of AKs on the Astralis side, plenty of nades as well. They're already lining up some of those smokes towards yard. It's a good thing they are, because now Farlig's scout will have much fewer opportunities to land any shots.
Wolf smokes up for the cross. Farlig towards heaven. Astralis putting pressure towards yard, and the shot is landed by Farley. Not too bad. They're going to get down, and the headshot onto Gliv. That's a lot of damage done by Farley on the scout into this round, and maybe, just maybe, more to be done here for GODSENT. They have 3 players down on the lower side already. 2 inside of the vents, the 5-7 at the bottom of the stairs, and that's the bomb into the hands of the CT players. Astralis are losing players left, right, and center. Finally fighting back with 1, but is it enough?
Oh, such a hard fight for Magus. 2 players on the stairs position. He can't get either of them. 25 seconds left on the clock. The bomb now firmly in the grasp of the GODSENT side. And Astralis are probably saving here. They're out of there. The 2 AKs trying to save into the next round. So GODSENT fight back in the second. Good to see them winning an early force buy as well. Now they can try and start to take control of that economy, which we were talking about in the previous game, Dinko. They've got that chance now to try and reset Astralis. And great to see Farlig doing some early damage as well. I think Nuke is one of the maps where Farlig looks most comfortable with the AWP. I think I'd expect him to have a bit more impact on this one. And that was certainly a nice shot with the scout.
Well, that's a fantastic round for GODSENT to pick up. I feel like a lot of the early back and forth rounds could have been won by GODSENT on Inferno. We talked about that, right? They should have had a few more at the start of the game. Astralis just got off to such a strong lead. Finally, GODSENT seeing some success in the early game. And maybe they can turn this into a couple of rounds in a row now. GODSENT under pressure. Sticko, the first player to try and hold off this Astralis attack into the ramp. He's forced off the angle. He'll have to go down to B. Now Astralis can put pressure onto Philo as well. They've got a lot of control early on into the round.
Yeah, all the way back to the B site for Sticko. Again, playing it pretty safe. Astralis have a few options, though. They could go down ramp, or they could try and start to flank into Hell. And that looks to be the option they're taking right now. A couple of players moving in. Farlig playing a slightly unexpected position, though. Tag about to clear this corner. Farlig lands the first, he gets the second. Good spray from Farlig, and GODSENT turning this round in their favor. 3 early kills for them. This should be their round almost every time.
There you go. Catching device. That's the rifle out of their hands. Dupree looks to pick it up, and he might just do it. Give away his position. It doesn't even matter. Sticko was walking right towards him, and GODSENT 2-1 up on the scoreboard. They win the second round force buy, and they win the follow-up investment. Good round from them. Good recovery as well. Got a little bit scary at the start there, but Sticko repositions well. And as Astralis, with nothing in the bank. So it should be 3-1 up for GODSENT.
Gotta be 3-1 for GODSENT against the full Glocks. If they lose this, they will be kicking themselves. Nade doing a bit of early damage. Would be nice for GODSENT to build up some money as well. I'm sure Farlig will be wanting to get that AWP out as soon as possible. Astralis happy to just sit back. Now, here's a time for a fun stat, Dicko. All right. Dicko has the 3rd highest headshot percentage at this tournament. Can you guess who's second and first? I'm going to give you a spoiler here. You probably can't guess who's first.
Okay, then I can't. Just go for it. Tell me.
All right. Well, second is Cold Zero, and first is Muterus from Saw. There you go.
Yeah, never was guessing that.
Yeah.
Never. Had a good game against Fear's Clan as well. A couple of moments there, and I believe he was the player that got the ace. It wasn't Stodono, but nonetheless, pretty impressive stuff. He'll walk out of the tournament, at least that statistic, trying to hold it high. And 2-1. GODSENT right now. AK-47s on the hold. Sticko, the first player, under pressure yet again. Gliv going down, Farlig trying to hold on. What? 3 kills against the pistols, but still done in beautiful fashion. 3-1 for GODSENT.
That's their AWPer, by the way, who just did that. Pretty good from Farlig. I was just saying that Farlig's probably going to want to get the AWP soon. Maybe not, Dinko. He's happy with the AK, apparently. That was a lovely transfer. And now Astralis get the guns out into this first gun round. GODSENT just sticking with the rifles, not going for an AWP just yet. Madden's even got that MP9 in his hands. And Zen is moving straight into Secret. Astralis have got Magisk here making the move early, and this is something Magisk loves to do on this T side of Nuke. He loves to get aggressive at Yard, try and put some pressure in that position early, and I think this is one of the maps where Glaive said he thinks Magisk is most comfortable calling, and I think that's because Magisk himself goes for the early information play, and then he sees what the response is. He sees where the gap in the CT hold is, and can try and make the most of it, and you're going to see Magisk already starting to move in.
Farlig has a decent position here. And he's got Gliv running in towards him. The opening headshot. It's Astralis, and oh no, Zen tried to cross into the open to make the play that would pull the round back, and all he does is give away his life. That smoke fades, giving away his position, and our GODSENT are crumbling. 1 kill has come in from Crystal on the A hold, but there's just too many players coming in from too many different positions, and it's Astralis getting a second round on the board. I just want to bring it back to the point you were discussing there, and the fact that the leadership is such a great topic to talk about here in Astralis at the moment. Obviously, Gliv has to step down. The pressures of in-game leading and so much Counter-Strike going on. There's just too much pressure on that role, so he's come back into the team. Wanted to make sure he played in the RMR event for them. And it's interesting how they're balancing it all out. They tried Sonic calling a while before, Gliv was saying, and now it's Magisk doing most of it with Gliv kind of stepping in here and there, giving a few tidbits, but it's been fantastic still from Astralis. And you can see it feels a little different. This Astralis team, I can see something that's just a little bit more raw about them.
Definitely more willing to take fights, it seems, which I think is really nice to see. And this is that play I was talking about. Magus making the first move down Secret. He looks for information. He looks to see what the CT response is. And Zen is the man who responds with the AWP. Instantly shuts him out of the round. Back to a 4v4 after the early trade. Now Zen's coming back up to the A side. And oh no, Glaive catches him in the back. Zen not ready for the Yard players. Cristo able to trade again though. Into a 3v3. But Sticko's got aggressive into lobby. Good position to be in. Good bit of information gathered. The problem for GODSENT is they currently have no one on this B site. And Astralis are slowly closing in.
Madden. On top of Silo, Tiger. Oh, Madden, he fails the jump without even being shot. Tiger will take that kill freely, puts Madden out of his misery, and now Crystal looking to pull the round back. He's got 2 collected, and Sticko this time in the control room drops the bomb. It's on Dupree. A 1 versus 2 clutch required of him. And he'll look to the control room. Now Sticko giving another slight pixel to play with, but Dupree has been toyed with. He flees the scene, and it's GODSENT winning the round.
Counter-terrorists win.
Nice rotation from GODSENT there, getting there in time. Astralis running out of time. GODSENT starting to show up early on Nuke, and wow, even with STag finding this early kill, man, missing the jump down there. Oh, that was awkward, but they won't really care. They won the round, and Farlig has got that AWP back into his hands. Astralis going for another buy, though. They've got the AKs out again. I'd love to see Farlig getting more involved now with that AWP. He is going towards Yard. I think we saw in one of those earlier rounds, he didn't look anywhere near as comfortable with the AK in his hands. So having the AWP is going to help him hold that position. He's going to feel much more comfortable. Astralis, though, happy to take another slow start to this round, even though they ran out of time in the last one. Plenty of nades for Astralis. Just the one gun missing in the hands of Device. And some early smokes going down again. Last time this happened, Farlig landed a shot straight through them. Let's hope for Astralis' sake that doesn't happen to them again.
Oh, this boost could be interesting as the tag around the other side of the smoke. Spray comes through. The boost is deconstructed, and as the tag walks away with his life as well. It's Farlig that opens up the round, and Gliv will fall victim to the AWP. And now Farlig looking for another one towards outside. 45 seconds in play for Astralis on this T side to figure out what they want to do. And the pressure coming into the B bomb side. Zen spots the info, drops back, and holds a different spot inside of the ramp with Sticko. Astralis are running the clock down yet again. And they'll have to see if they can win this round with only 30 seconds left in the clock. They have to win these duels. Magic somehow wins the battle against Zen, and now Sticko's position given away as well. There's plenty of cover to play with, and the itchy grenade seals on in. Magic goes down, and now with 17 seconds left, Astralis still nowhere near the site. They have to cross into the open, and this time it's being guarded by the AWP of Farlig.
Oh, good shot coming in from Crystal. Farlig closing out the round. And again, GODSENT showing a good quick rotation down to that B site. Even though those B players died pretty quickly there, Astralis didn't have too many nades left. Here's the shot from Farlig, again looking pretty good at the start of Nuke. He's landing some shots right now, which is great to see. I really thought when Farlig joined this roster, he was going to be pretty comfortable in sort of a Crystal-style team, because he's played on Danish teams for a while. He's played on these sort of structured squads. He knows what it's like to play on similar squads to, I think, how Crystal calls. I think now we're starting to get to see Farlig really show up for this GODSENT side. Definitely been a good start for GODSENT in this game. And Flash comes in early. Zen fully blinded. This is a fast play from Astralis, but it's paying off for them. Glaive up close, finally falls, but Madden's trapped in the corner. It's turned into a 2v2, and GODSENT both trapped in heaven.
Device poised and ready, but the flash buying is over the top. Farlig gets the info of one player inside of the site, and Sticko is able to take that kill. Farlig finds the last on the Device, and it's 6-2. GODSENT actually dominating these early rounds, and it's good to see. We definitely felt sorry for them over on Inferno. I feel like they could have got a lot more to play with in the start of the game. I think the start was so quiet that they just never really got going. No momentum shifted in their way, and the Astralis just were able to dominate the rest of the game. But the individuals has had some space to work with, had some time to warm up into this, and have been looking pretty solid for GODSENT. And a fun fact for you, GODSENT had 9 opening kills in Inferno, but just 3 rounds. This was something I was looking at, actually. If it wasn't for Dupree over on Inferno, Alex, it would have been GODSENT dominating the opening duels, and they still got 3 rounds.
I think that does go back to the point we were making, that game felt way closer than the scoreline showed. And we're getting to see at the start of Nuke, again, this is a map that GODSENT are comfortable on. Sure, it's a map that Astralis are obviously great on, but we are seeing that comfort come through for GODSENT in these early rounds. Tag, make up your mind, buddy. He's going to go down the vent eventually. So one man down the vents early for Astralis. You can already see that GODSENT are aware of that. Sticko's rotating into position, and oh no, Farlig caught on the edge of the smoke. That's the AWP out of the round.
Sticko. His head will fall. Tag tears it off. Now Matt and Crystal and Zen. And a 3 versus 5 with a 2-man advantage in play for Astralis. It looks like it's going to be Astralis' first round, but Madden has been a bit of a nuisance. And look at the position. Magisk and Zen have traded spots, and Zen has got in behind. He doesn't spot out Magisk, but the rest of Astralis are not going to be expecting this play, and he's about to find the bomb if he keeps walking forward here, Alex. What a huge play from Zen. Just aggression really working out for him. The problem is just the 2v4. The rest of his teammates have started to drop like flies, so Zen has a lot of work to do still.
Oh, Crystal might be able to join him, though. And this is where a crossfire could be established between those two players. The issue for Crystal is there are players already in lobby close by, but Zen gets a freebie. Dupree not ready. Zen gets a second. Crystal helping him out. It's back to a 2v2. Molly goes down, and with 20 seconds, they've got to speed this up, Dinka.
Zen nearly with a third kill. Glib barely surviving on 1 HP, and now it's all on Crystal. He's used to being the AI anchor, but needs to win the round now. Magisk runs in, a headshot picked up for Astralis, and I have to feel for Zen. He does so much in that round. The push towards outside, that's ballsy enough. Then finding the bomb and nearly taking 3 kills. He was so close to finding Glib, and you have to wonder, Alex, if he finds the 3rd kill onto Glib, at that point, it feels like they've won the round. It feels like they've done enough, or at least stepping very close to doing so. And Astralis, you can see, calming down after the chaos. There'll be a tactical timeout coming through.
That round was really one that went down to the wire. One of those fights going differently could have made all the difference. GODSENT having to go for the buy. Sticko's got 1 M4. The rest of the squad really struggling to get anything together into this one. Pistols on the rest of the players. This is where we might see some aggression from GODSENT. Could see some pushes into lobby. We just saw Zen finding some success with aggression, so you wouldn't be surprised to see a risk taken again. And Sticko is going to boost his teammate up early. Device has actually taken some nade damage over at Yard. He's down below half health. And again, Astralis just happy to take it slow at the start of the round, as you would expect on Nuke. Essetag's even been able to get an opening kill. So Astralis will feel pretty confident right now with the man advantage and the weaponry advantage and the utility advantage. They basically got all the advantages, Dinko.
Got any more there, Alex?
Ranking advantage, I guess.
Yep, that's one of them. And on GODSENT, well, they've got a kill back. It's finally doming Glib, taking a little too much off the top. And now that man advantage that Astralis had has fallen back into an equilibrium on the server. And they're going to try and cross the secret. They're going to do so safely with Device taking the kill onto Firelight, who did have an opportunity with the gap in that smoke. Another play into the lowest site. Madden showing up with the deagle. That's the bomb top. Could he get a second? Nearly onto Magisk. And now Crystal and Sticko still in with a chance of winning this round. And this position from Crystal has to be checked for Astralis in the first, nearly the second on the 5-7. It's all on Sticko. Both players dropped below half HP. With 29 seconds left, the bomb makes a quick play up the ladder to the A site, and Sticko's going to hear that. He's on the lower side, switches out to the AK-47, and will reapproach this A-bomb site, not from the ladder, not from the vent room, but instead from secret stairs to main.
Oh, such a difficult angle there for Sticko. Tries to clear out Magus. Magus was one step ahead of him, though. Astralis with a 4th round win confirmed. And now GODSENT have to take another low by. You can already see that Farlick is keeping some extra money, again, to try and prioritize that AWP into the future. There's the first kill for Essetag. I've got to say, Dinko, I feel like Essetag is really good at spraying through smokes, spraying through walls, always getting the timings and the angles right on those. We saw a couple of those kills on Inferno as well. It's a great strength to have as well, I think, in the pro scene, because oftentimes there are going to be situations where you've got to get the right spray through the smoke. And just in general, Astralis are great at that.
Yeah, they are, right? Infamous for it, perhaps. This round should be one where Astralis have no real problems. This should be a round they walk away with cleanly. GODSENT here on a deagle in the hands of Sticko, a P250, a 5.7. We've seen them do some pistol damage over the last couple of rounds, but this one I feel a little less confident in. And it should be Astralis taking a fit. Absolutely no problem. Essetag holds the ramp push. Sticko falling victim to it. The man advantage intact for Astralis, not given away as Dupree starts his walk up towards heaven. There's a player just crossed in below him. That is Zen with the 5-7. Farley has been dropped down to 65 as well. And Dupree nearly getting caught, but Glaive will save him.
Glaive's got it covered. 2 nice kills. Dupree is dealt with, though. And that's an AK recovered by Farley. Tries to throw it down to Madden, who's already involved in a fight. Just Madden left alive now, sitting back, hoping he can maybe just get gifted a kill. It is important for Astralis that they try and keep as many players alive here. You can look at the Danish economy. Not that great right now. So saving these guns would be the aim for Astralis.
I love that sentence, Alex.
I realized when I said it, I know nothing about the actual Danish economy, Dinko.
That's it's probably doing all right. Who knows? Who knows?
Probably.
Not really into economics, but currently Astralis' economy is recovering from some of these early problems. And GODSENT, well, they'll save with the AK-47 back in garage. And I'll take this one into the next at least. Madden with an AK is always a scary prospect, so at least that's something for GODSENT to play with. And they will get a semblance of a buy. I don't really know how this one's going to go for GODSENT and what the decision will be coming into this round. They've got 6 posted. Astralis are about to tie things up if they let this one slide. So they have a couple of decisions. Do they go for a half investment or do they fully invest? Farley with the AWP. Matic can drop over a rifle. They can get a decent buy out of this. Use E to plant the bomb, Alex. Do you use E or do you use mouse?
No, I use E.
I use E. Because the best thing about it is a lot of people don't know you can use it still. A lot of the older players, for example, Blur, one of the boomers. Not saying him, for example. I'm just saying
Very
he's one of them. Yes. But you can hold E and it actually pulls out the bomb as well. So
yeah, I think
people that didn't
if
realize
you're arriving on the site and you hold E, doesn't it plant like slightly quicker? I don't know if I'm just making that up. Maybe I'm just making
I don't know. Maybe you're making that up.
I watched a 3 clicks Philip video a while ago, but now I've completely forgotten it.
Well, I'm sure you can refresh your memory a little bit later on, but we get right back into the action. It's GODSENT looking for a 7th. They've invested into this one, everything on the line. Like you said, Astralis' economy is in the recovery state right now. They have got some players the money, but not everyone. But they've gone quickly towards the lower side. Estetag is already in the control room, and Sticko is about to fall, but he turns around, gets the kill, and Glib luckily is there for the trade, but it's Crystal you've got to keep eyes on. The MP9 trying to get out of the window, but Magisk is there for the headshot.
Oh, Farley standing in the flames. That's 20 health remaining for him. So much damage from the molly. And oh no, Madden up close. What a flick from Madden. The second headshot connects. And it's up to Magus to try and win this one. A couple of opponents low. He fakes the bomb plant, but Maiden just pushes him. Madden making the difference in this round for GODSENT. It quickly turned into a 3v3. I was a bit worried GODSENT might not rotate down in time, but Madden proved me wrong. This second flick up close just had to flick roughly in the right direction. And GODSENT get another round on the board.
That's a big kill from Sticko. To open up that round, it looked like he was about to fall with Estetag just fully committing to the duel as he smashed open the window. That gives an extra millisecond to react for Sticko as he knows the fight is going to be coming his way. So he turns, he's ready for it, and he wins the duel. Very important stuff there from Sticko that you cannot overlook. Starting off that round well for GODSENT. But they survived the scare. They get the money in again into this round, and this really is breaking point for both of these teams. Whoever loses this round will go on to the next few with barely any money to play with. This is what we like to call a swing round.
Ice going for the AWP without armor as well. It's been a bit of a talking point recently that at times Device is taking the rifle much more rather than the AWP. Astralis said that's because they want to have more of an ability to go for those aggressive plays we've seen them make on an individual basis. But in this round, Device has the AWP. I think for Nuke in general, that's going to be the case. Opening kill was found, but Estetag runs forward. That was a very risky play, and now it's brought back into a 3v3. Early trades all over the place, but Madden's caught on the bomb site. And even though Crystal's pushed into Hut, he has to solo hold this, and they're ready for him. Good shots from Dupree, who's on for the ace right now.
Sticko will try his best to pull the round back and deny the ace from Dupree. Could do it right now. Dupree goes down. Sticko diving off the top. Oh, Device was not ready for it. And Sticko now in a 1 versus 1. But Magisk was always on the flank. He'll come through for Astralis for the 6th round. Device very slow to react there. I don't think he heard the drop from Sticko. What a fantastic round from Dupree, though. You cannot overlook this guy's performance in this tournament so far. He is head and shoulders above the rest of the team. He has been doing so much work for them. Even in the slower starts for Astralis, when they had a couple of the individuals misfiring, Dupree has always been there.
Oh, and GODSENT are going to keep the pressure on. They know that round was close. They know they've kept the T economy weak, and Farling knows that he can get the AWP into his hands and make the most of it. Device removed from the round early into the proceedings. Now, Astralis will get down secret. So again, we have to see the same response from GODSENT. So far, they've been good on these rotates. This time, Crystal up close could get the kill, and he does. GODSENT getting all the kills they need. And Esatag is the lone soldier remaining for Astralis.
This is not going to be easy, even to get a kill here for Esatag. This is what Inferno... I feel like in an alternative universe, Inferno could have been this scrappy at the start. There's so many of those rounds where GODSENT looked like they had a chance, but now Esatag diving to the bottom of the vent. He'll run back up the ladder for the 8K, and the bullet whizzes past his head, and he turns and catches Zen. This is becoming very expensive for GODSENT. Esatag now on a 1v2. Needs to be careful of this secret push, though. That is the problem for him as he tries to take the duel towards CT. He's really focusing this 1 versus 1, and Farlik will take the kill. They also had that player from Secret in the form of Sticko that was going to come through and find that immediate trade, though. So 8 rounds for GODSENT. I mean, Esatag does make it a little expensive towards the end there. Trying to make himself look like he had a chance, but GODSENT edging it out here in this half.
Unfortunate timing for Esatag at the end there. He slides off that box as he gets peeked. Such a shame for him because he had a real chance in the clutch. But GODSENT just getting aggressive towards Yard in that round, getting some early kills, and then rotating down the vents this time. Previously, it was the ramp players rotating onto the B site. This time, it was a more aggressive rotation down the vents, and Astralis trying to speed things up. Only the pistols for the last round of the half, and it's not gone according to plan so far, although it might turn around for them, Dinko. They've got it into a 2v3, and they're going down to B.
Well, both players sprinting down lower, and Sticko has the cross. Mads is crossing over, but Sticko couldn't take the kill. So still in with a chance here, Astralis to win the round. But now that this rotation has come in with the second player, it's going to be quite difficult to hold the post plan. But Mads trusts in Esatag to hold the site. He turns his attentions back to the vent drop on the rotation and is able to take him down. But now 1 versus 2 for Magisk. He's collected 2 kills in the round already, but needs to double it to win this round. And the defuse coming through in the smoke as well. Farlig able to take Magisk down, and it's 9-6 at the half. What a turnaround from GODSENT. A much better showing from them here on Nuke. It's time for a short break, but when we get right back into things, we'll see if GODSENT can send us to a third, or will Astralis come back in the second half.
Rise and shine, London. A shady private army is running our city. And it's up to us to take it back. We are the resistance. Join us and reclaim your future. Watch Dogs Legion, out October 29th.
Speel het op de geheel nieuwe Xbox Series X.
GODSENT clawing back on the second map. They lead the way going into the second half. 9-6. Good stuff from GODSENT, but it gets very difficult as we head into the second one. We know how well-oiled Astralis can be on the CT side. So it's an uphill battle, but one that GODSENT are certainly capable of climbing.
And Farley right now is the highest fragging Dane on the server. He ended the first half on 16 kills, out-fragging all of the Astralis players. I'd love for that to continue into the second half, but it starts with the pistol, and Glaive is playing up close. Quite a few players stacked at yard for Astralis, and GODSENT are about to fall into the trap. Glaive's behind them. This should be easy pickings. Glaive, no, he doesn't get the kill. He still can't find it, but his teammates are there to help him, and surely Madden's in trouble here. He's getting peeked. Everyone fighting him. He is screwed. GODSENT, though, getting some kills elsewhere, maybe can get down to that B site.
Yeah, just caught in the open there. Madden had 3 different fights to try and take down. He just couldn't win any of them. A little bit of a misfire there from Glaive at the start of the round, but like you said, luckily Magisk and Device keeping the advantage for Astralis. Now that bomb starting to get planted on the lower side. Frolic has put the digits through, and Sticko trying to get back to the vent, but there's a player in there. He jumps over, and Glaive goes down. Now 2 versus 2. Astralis looking for the retake. They run onto the bomb site. Farlig's head goes right down through the hole in the door. And now it's all on Sticko. Opens it wide. Device looking to hold the angle down. They're taking good damage, and Astralis are not on the bomb right now. Eventually, Magisk will get through. He's holding the 10-second defuse. Sticko doing the damage. Hasn't landed the final shots, though. And Astralis are going to pull off the defuse. It seems that the headshot from Sticko right on the final second. And he wins the round for GODSENT.
Wow, Sticko just about gets away with it. The smoke fades just in time for him to line up that kill. And remember, this was Sticko and Farlig having to get all the kills between them, right? They go through ramp, they have to get down towards the B-bomb site, and then at the end, Device just can't get the kill, can't keep his teammate alive. Astralis will be forcing up, though, Dinko, so GODSENT aren't out of the woods just yet.
Yeah, that defuse must have been so close from Magisk. Right down to the final second, it seemed, and while GODSENT, they will find themselves a round that continues to extend upon their lead. 10-6, Sticko the hero, over on Inferno. Every single clutch, when Astralis just went, there was nothing that was going in GODSENT's favor. Finally, a bit of luck shining upon them. And GODSENT, with a slower approach to the round, will be putting a little bit of attention towards ramp early on. Sticko will receive a lot of damage from Astatag. He's down to 24.
Sticko instantly getting the hell out of there. You don't want to be behind a smoke when Astatag is on the other end of it, that's for sure. And Glaive is the other player there. Meg is still playing close to this door. This is the kind of rounds that I think Astralis is so good at winning, though. When they're the favorites in a game like this against a team like GODSENT, who might start to feel the pressure now that they're into the lead. You cannot afford to let up if you're GODSENT here, and the time is ticking. 35 seconds left for them. They still have some nades, and Magus, he's not ready. One man has crept on in. Magus not going to get the kill. Madden already out onto the site, but the trades come back around. Dupree with 2 finally falls, but Astralis have the edge for now.
As the tag, I thought he had confirmed a kill at least there, but his crosshair wasn't in the right spot. And now it's Glaive trying to do some chip damage. 10 seconds is all they need to hold on for, and Zen has to win a 1v2. He's being tagged up, and Glaive swings around. Astralis pulling off the pistol upset, the force buy into the second round. They are the best team in the world against top 30 teams at doing that, Alex. That is just ridiculous. Astralis is so good in these rounds, and that's something that it's priceless having up your sleeve, being able to pull these off, especially when you lose the pistol. Just swinging back with a force buy win is heartbreaking for your opponent.
And if you've watched enough Astralis games, you could almost just feel that they were going to make that round close, that they were going to have a really good chance at winning it. Just with how they play, like you said, they're so good in those second rounds, and GODSENT running down the clock doesn't work for them, but they're coming right back with pistols of their own. Device nearly dead, down to 4 health from the early damage. Yard control taken by GODSENT, and Farley just spotted the player on the other side. It's Glaive who's looking for this fight. Ooh, jump was certainly scary. He's now going to fall back to a more passive position. So it is a clean kill for Astralis at the start of the round. And even though Device is on 4 health, he gets flashed in for a peek. Got to be a bit careful. If Device goes down at Secret, then the AK would be recoverable. But right now, GODSENT still just waiting patiently, and Device not going to give them any chance to take him down. Nice shot.
Yeah, 4 HP just gets the peak right. Gets the second kill. Now Farley, Sticko, and Zen. Left in 2 or 3 versus 5. Astralis given the huge advantage, followed up by Dupree. And it's just a matter of time before this round falls out of the hands of GODSENT. We see an 8th round picked up for Astralis. And while Glaive needs to get off the ladder, luckily does so. Just Zen left alone. The lone Finn in a 1v5 against Astralis. Trying to do as much damage as he can with the Deagle, but now his position known. Dupree swings, and with the FAMAS, confirms the second kill. 8 rounds for Astralis added to the tally. Should be 9 coming right up as well, because GODSENT don't really have money to work with.
And this is where Astralis are so hard to beat. They're so hard to put away at every point of the game. Just as it looks like GODSENT are going to come out to a decent lead on their T side, Astralis come right back at them, and it should be 9-10.
Just the Glocks. Now, 0 investment. Absolutely none for GODSENT. Keeping as much money as possible. Means those nades are going to be deadly. And, well, no kill yet. Good bit of damage, though. Finally, Madden will meet his maker. It's Glaive that shuts him out of the round. And it just feels like a formality to play this round out at this point. Astralis taking the time, limiting the casualties, winning the rounds, and we just have to turn our eyes to the future here for GODSENT, whether or not this T side is going to be enough. We know how good Astralis can be. I feel like it's so important that GODSENT need to shut them down early on and get these gun rounds under their belt. If you let Astralis start to build up momentum, Alex, this CT side can be incredibly scary. It's time for Devilwalk to show us what he means about this T side being the more favored side.
Yeah, Nuke is definitely a map where you can rack up more and more T rounds. We're seeing teams do it. I mean, even GODSENT, just the other day, they got 10 T rounds against FaZe. Astralis definitely a team that you would expect to be more well-drilled than FaZe, considering FaZe have had recent roster moves, but we'll see. Let's see what GODSENT decide to go for in this first gun round. A couple of Galils in the mix. GODSENT making sure they can get as many nades as possible. And there are still some weaker weapons in play for Astralis as well. Magus going for this spray through the smoke. Not successful so far, but Device is still playing close. Now, GODSENT will probably walk all the way to Secret here. They won't want to give away the sound cue, but there is a player down Secret already for Astralis. Glaive is waiting for them.
Glaive is indeed. He'll start to fall off the angle. Running back down. The nade is going to come up on top, and it finishes off Crystal. Enough bullets were delivered from the M4 to make that nade almost immediate death. And now with the man advantage in play for Astralis, Glaive is going to back away, turns his attentions instead over towards Decon. He's got Esthetag holding a bit of a long-range angle with his MP9. And Sticker's just going to walk on down. Glaive, though, with the headshot. That's a missed opportunity for GODSENT. And Device sweeping up to Astralis win the round without even losing a player. And that's against the full buy. That's not a good sign for GODSENT.
Yeah, GODSENT are going to be playing on hard mode now, Dinko. Not even hard mode. Is there something higher than hard mode? I don't even know, but that's what they're playing on.
Nightmare mode.
There you go. They're playing on nightmare mode because not only is it an even scoreline, with GODSENT having bad money, Astralis have incredible money at this point. They're going to have a bunch of gun rounds up against them, AKs on the CT side as well. If GODSENT win this, it will be incredibly impressive. If they can come back in this game, it's going to take a lot of hard work, but it would absolutely be well earned if they could do it.
Yeah, this will be the most impressive feat, though. If GODSENT can overcome Astralis on Nuke after getting absolutely destroyed on their own map pick, 16-3, coming into Nuke and having to do it the hard way, would be very impressive. This GODSENT team had a heartbreaking loss against Big in the group stages. And back to win against FaZe Clan now, and find themselves here in the upper bracket against Astralis. Has been a big performance for GODSENT so far. Slower approach to the round. This is the round where you're not really expecting much from GODSENT. Their goal is likely just to get that bomb plant, try and do some economic damage to this very strong CT economy. And now they start their charge into the A site. The smoke's at the ready. The flashbangs in the hands of Sticko. Ready to go through those skylights, so the Astralis will be under pressure, blinded by his Magic. He drops into the site. Q3 caught out as well. And they've made it onto the bomb site, but the hold from Magic is good. Well, not really that good. He gets one kill and they've overrun him.
Yeah, they didn't have many CTs on the A site itself, and Device goes down. That's a smoke deployed by Glaive to Esthetag can peek over the top of. He can try and use it as a little one-way, try and isolate these fights, and he's already found Farley below. Esthetag makes it a second and a third. Esthetag raining down fire from above, and Mr. Reliable shows up for Astralis when they need him the most.
Yeah, there was a lot to be done there. Magic looked like he was in a spot he should be able to hold on, but only getting that one kill on the hold, and Astralis, they get overrun by the flashbang, so luckily, Esthetag's there to save the day. 11 rounds on the board for Astralis, but it was all looking towards this round here. GODSENT get the money back in. It's the AWP out for Farley, the AK-47s for the rest of the team, and Astralis in the lead by 1. Will that change? Will it be GODSENT pulling it back and tying things up again? Only one way to find out.
Definitely curious as to what Crystal is going to conjure up in terms of a call in this round then. That pop onto the A site was surprisingly effective. Just a couple of flashes get them towards that position, but they're happy to go back towards Yard at the start of this round. Once again, it was Crystal who was the furthest player forward. There may be a gap in this smoke, though. Oh, Crystal, you got to be careful here. Jumping across, but Glaive is waiting. They have no idea that Glaive is already in secret, and Crystal has been caught out early. Now GODSENT need to find a plan B.
Oh, that Molotov actually gets... Oh, what? What a nice shot from Sticko. Esthetag was trying to jump down into ramp, but Sticko with the quick headshot. And now 4 versus 3. Astralis still hold the man advantage. But ramp room is in the control of GODSENT. He's got a little bit of map control to play with. I'm sure that chat is saying nice shot from Esthetag. That was just ridiculous.
Take a look at the minimap, though. 2 players already on the B site. GODSENT have drawn out this rotation. If they come back to A here, as it stands, Magisk is the only man on the A site, and Zen is still selling this fake on B. This is going to be down to Magisk on the A anchor again.
Oh, he's up top this time. He's got a good position. That's a free kill onto Madden. He's also got the rotation from his teammates to come bolster this A defense. And Farley doesn't want to walk out there with an AWP. That's a death sentence. So at this point, with 10 seconds left, it's the safe call for GODSENT. And a 12th round for Astralis. Yeah, again, very convincing. They only lose Esthetag in the round. So the money is just unbelievably strong right now for Astralis. Look at Glaive. He's got $13,950 in the bank early on into the round. That's crazy. Astralis starting to stamp a little bit of dominance over these rounds now, and GODSENT will need to do everything in these next few.
I love that angle from Magisk as well. When you're playing alone on that A site, you can stand on top of that silo. You can kind of cover both angles. And then if you spot someone, you can just try and get the kill and then potentially drop down behind the silo just to try and buy time for the rotate. Really good awareness from Magisk there as to what he needed to do on the A site. And Device comes close to an early kill. Crystal again playing a dangerous game. He got caught out last time when he tried to go for the secret play. This time, though, Astralis don't have anyone down secret just yet. Crystal again will be that man lurking towards Yard. But the rest of GODSENT going back to lobby. And oh no, Crystal caught out by the AWP of Device. Back-to-back rounds where Crystal was the first to fall.
As the tag on the bottom of the ramp, the Molotov holding them back this time. That was the problem for him in the last round. His incendiary grenade was neutralized by the smoke. Now under a minute left, Tag will be under pressure. He's taking an advanced stat, trying to shut down the AWP, but he's caught in position. Somehow still gets one out of that nightmare, but it's Glaive with two. Finally, Farlig answered back, and a third kill for him in the round as well. 21 and 14. Farlig has to ace the round, though, if he wants to win this for GODSENT. He's 27 HP. He's 21 and 14. He's had a great performance here on Nuke, but this would be a masterclass.
25 seconds as well. First, he's got to get that bomb. Then he's got to guess where the players are coming from. He's got the bomb in his hands, but Device is still close by. And oh no, he's not ready. Nice shot from Device with the deagle. Farlig again, having a good game individually. He's landing shots, Dinko. He's still top of the entire server right now. It's great to see Farlig slotting into this team. And unfortunately, in this round, there's only so much one man can do.
Yeah, he tries his best. He gets some very good kills, but as soon as it falls in that 1v2, he doesn't really have any information to go on of where the last players could be. And the pressure really does rise in that scenario, as it is for GODSENT overall on this T side. They haven't been able to get anything done, really. And a timeout having to come through.
Yeah, I've got to say, a quieter performance from Madden as well. He was someone I was really watching for in this game because I was talking about earlier. I was looking at the stats for these GODSENT players versus top 10 teams. Farlig is their highest rated player against top 10 teams with a 1.08 rating. He normally holds up. Madden is the one that I was most surprised at. Against these top teams, Madden only averages a 0.99 rating, way below what he normally does. But we've seen him recently hit that good form, right? In these recent series, he's been playing great against Big, great against FaZe. He was great on the first map of this one. Unfortunately, he slowed down slightly here on Nuke, and that could make all the difference in this close game.
That stat is kind of crazy right now. Sticker and Zen combined for 450 utility damage on this map. Their three teammates combined for 12. Wow. That does show that these two players are some of the most crucial elements of this team as the supportive elements of the roster. And back to the point of Madden, Alex, I feel like it's his playstyle. It doesn't really favor playing against a team like Astralis, right? He's a player that I've seen in the past love to get aggressive and try and create openings himself just based on his individual skill. When you're trying that against a defense that is well-oiled like Astralis is on the CT side, it becomes very difficult to find those holes, to be able to try and push them and try and cause problems and manipulate them in the same way you can do against some of the more average teams, should we say. So it does become a little bit more difficult for Madden to play with his own play style and the one he's been used to dominating with. And like you said, it seems to have matured a good bit in this tournament so far. He has been so impressive, but it's just up against Astralis. When it matters the most right now, it's having a quiet showing.
Yeah, exactly. And as you're saying, he's still quite an inexperienced player, right? We're not saying that he has to be carrying against Astralis yet. He's still got a lot of time to develop, I think, on this squad. And we are seeing that come through throughout the tournament. So still positive signs. I'm glad that GODSENT took the time out ahead of this round, though, because the last couple of rounds, Dinko, Crystal got caught at Yard early. They went down to those 4v5s, and they still made the round somewhat close. So in this one, they decide to adapt it slightly. The problem is it's only the pistols, but last time they had the pistols, they popped onto the A site, and they actually made it a close round. So maybe they can try and do the same again.
Oh, Maz is holding on, gets 1, 2, 3 blinded as well, but it doesn't matter. 3 kills quickly coming in from Astralis. This is quick as you like. As soon as GODSENT send a couple of players in, they all get absolutely destroyed. 14-10 for Astralis. They're 2 away from victory in the series. And now it is all on GODSENT's buy. They come back into things with a purchase. If they lose this round, I think this is where we do just see worst fears play out, because Astralis have just been a wall on this defense. You can see, even just looking at the round counter, Alex, it's a wall. It's a sea of blue for Astralis winning on the CT side.
Yeah, definitely a sea of blue in those round wins. Winning every round after losing the pistol. Ooh, Device caught this time. Farley again quick on the trigger. This time it's GODSENT who get the early advantage. We've touched on these opening kills in the past. This time Farley gives them the early edge, and surely this time they have to be aware that Glaive might be here. But S-Attack gets aggressive. Great aggressive play. Great proactive play from S-Attack to bring them back into the round. GODSENT, though, are looking to wrap through heaven.
Glaive through the smoke. Zen hitting the deck as well, but the round has been pulled back for Astralis. They handed man deficit to start the round by Farley, but the rest of the team have stepped up. But look at this round from Madden. Look at the positioning. He's found a hole in the defense. He's taking his time in that headshot, and he might just let Dupree go. Madden with the trigger discipline, wanting to hold the heaven position, wanting to hold the map control instead. He needs to help out Farley towards outside. The bomb is down there. The player just walked past him. How has S-Attack managed this? He just walked right past Madden, turns around. Madden with the headshot, and now he has to do it all. A 1 versus 3 from upper top of heaven. He'll drop on down, and they have got the bomb in their hands. 30 seconds left for Madden to try and do something here, and he's got to walk into the lion's den.
Oh, I think he needed to take that kill earlier, Dinko. Farley was just completely alone at yard, watching every possible angle, and oh, mate, Madden, the quick switch, not the time for it, buddy. Glaive peeks him. Seemed to have a sixth sense there as to the timing on that fight. Astralis up to a 15-10 lead, and this is the scary thing when you play Astralis on Nuke, Dinko. At any point, they can just turn it up. And this is how S-Attack somehow missed Madden, and then still turned around, which is really impressive, even if he doesn't get the kill.
It's like, let me just double check I didn't walk past someone up in heaven here. Madden could have done more in that round, but nonetheless, we move into the Futurists. GODSENT here on 10 rounds on the board, and a bye career to try and survive on Nuke. If they lose this one, it is done. The series is concluded, and Astralis walk away with a 2-0 win. GODSENT were good in the first half. And I think maybe, just possibly, you've changed Devilwalk's mind on this T-side approach.
Oh no, there are going to be some memes about that tweet now, aren't they? Nuke is T-sided, guys. Changed my mind. Yeah, I think Astralis have done that. It
happened quite quickly. It happened quite quickly. We'll see if they can pull it back, though. S-Attack holding on to the ramp progression, starting to run on through. It's Crystal over the top with the Mac-10. And Device quick with the shot and reply. 4v4. Dupree holding the lower site. Crystal was not quite ready for that. And now Dupree looking to end the round, but it's Glaive as well that can assist him. It's just one player, Sticker left alone, and Astralis will be walking away with the series win.
Sticko is screwed here. Device closes it out. It's another win for Astralis, this time a 2-0. After a dominant performance on the first map, Dinko, Nuke came closer, but I think once we headed into that second half, we saw what we wanted to see.